Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Can y'all tell your girl is tired? Like, I am drained. So I'm gonna try to bring the energy. But your girl is tired. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl LB Johnson. Back with another video. And I'm at work, so if you hear anything in the background, that's because I'm at work. And I may have to pause the video, but please forgive me. But I got a message for y'all. Um, and I've been speaking on like the same topics lately. They all tie together with the kingdom spouse and just like, about not worried about the naysayers and things like that as well. So the message that I have for you all today is do it afraid. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you feel you have been called to do it afraid. Don't worry about the naysayers. Like, don't worry about people trying to hold you back. Fear, which means false evidence appearing real, is real. And I feel like when we're like closer to our destiny, when it's time to get like where we're destined to be, problems seems to arise. Things seem to arise. People start turning their back on us. We start having problems in our relationships with our kids and our business, and everything around us just seem like trouble is coming from every which way when you is closer to your destiny. And if you can get in the habit of just like giving God praise during that time, during the struggle, during the season of feeling like dang, everything is falling apart, when you feel like you're afraid, when you feel like, oh my God, I can't do this, and you just like overcome that negative energy and overcome, like, that spirit, that whatever spirit is around you at that time, if you overcome that, you will get so much further. Like, something I notice about myself, like sometimes at work, like I'm at work right now, but sometimes I do very well at work, and then other days I struggle. And it's like, okay, I'm doing the same thing, parking these trailers in the same spot, doing the same job all day, every day. So why do I struggle some days and the other days I don't? And the truck that I'm driving, that I drive, is a yard dog, and I have like I have a window, a door in the back of my truck, so I can see my trailer. And it's like the days that I don't look out that window, I be good. I can back up. But the moment I look out that window, it's like I be feeling like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. I feel like the truck, like all kind of anxiety and fear just come over me, and I feel like it be the enemy trying to distract me and keep me held bondage or whatnot. And that's the same thing with like in relationships or in your business or in your home life. It's like we allow all these negative thoughts, like, okay, you getting closer. Um, you're getting close to where you need to be in your relationships, or you're getting close to where you need to be in your business, and the enemy find a way to creep in and to try to make you feel like, oh, nah, that's not gonna work. Maybe you and your keener spouse may be getting close to coming into union, and you may get miss one phone call. I mean, like, they may miss one call, like they may not call you one time, or they may have to stand you up for whatever reason, and the enemy find ways for you to create all these reasonings in your head that may just may not be real. Um, oh, maybe he's with somebody else, or maybe he don't really care for me like he say he do, or maybe this not my keenest spot. So whatever it may be that you may create in your mind to make yourself believe whatever you may be believing, that's the enemy just trying to hold you back. Whether it's a job and you feel like, oh, I can't get this job, I'm not gonna get this job, or you running a minute late to the interview, and now, oh, I'm not gonna go to that job interview because I'm late, so it must not be meant for me to have that job. That is the enemy trying to hold you back. The enemy is trying to hold you back. Or maybe it's a diet, and you say, hey, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna eat sweets, I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna do all of this, and you've been doing good for 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, or whatever, and then you just fall off one day and eat a sweet that one day, and now the enemy telling you, oh, you ain't gonna never lose weight, or you ain't gonna never be able to continue to diet, you ain't gonna never be able to achieve your goal. But it's that's the enemy. You can always get back on the bandwagon. Do not allow the enemy to like distract you or hold you back. Do it afraid. Do it when you feel like you can't do it. Do it when you get upset with yourself and you feel like, man, I'm just a failure. Do it when them days you feel like, oh, I'm not a good mom, or I'm not a good wife, or I'm not a good employee, or I'm not a good business owner. Maybe business is not for me. Those days when it feel like your business is just going down, still do it. Still show up anyway, because we tend to fall off right before we reach our destiny. I know I have quit so much. I remember years ago I used to work at the post office, in the position that I was in. I was like the first hire in that position. So which means that I was number one on the seniority list. So anything that happened, I had number one pick on the list in that position. So I just got so tired of that job, and it was a temp job going regular. So if you know anything about the post office, I was a PSE clerk pretty much. So it was, but it was like I was already regular. I had been there for years. I just had to renew my contract every year, and you have to renew your contract every 360 days, be laid off for like 5 days, and then they bring you back, which I don't know what was their purpose of doing that, but that's what position I was in. I was top senior. That was the first one that was hired in that position at the post office that I was working at. So when I first started, it was just me, and then they eventually hired like 11 more people in that position. Um, so after being there for a few years, I got fed up one day. I was just over it, just because I couldn't take a break, and I decided to quit. And I quit the job, and then kind of find out I quit in November. January they took them regular, which they got a $7 raise. They ended up getting a $7 raise 2 months after me quitting. Just imagine had I stayed and held on. Just imagine if I would have just pushed through. I allowed my emotions, I allowed everything to just take over me. I was young, making good money, but I was young, and my emotions was still shoot. My emotions still take over me to today. Still take over me today. But I was young, and my emotions took over me very fast or whatnot. So, a lot of times we got to think about that. Like, we got to think, like, okay, am I just making an emotional decision, or am I making a logical decision? Like, yes, we do need to have emotions, but we also need to have logic. And the enemy tends to attack us emotionally, and we forget about everything logically, and it holds us back, and it keep us from. I'm trying to get some lightning. Excuse me. But we tend to forget everything logically, and we be stuck, and it delay us, and it just keep us held bondage, and we forget about faith, and we forget about God, and we forget about the journey that we on, and we just get so distracted, and we get pulled back 100 feet back when God was about to take you forward. But like, if you just held on, if you just trusted God and not allow the enemy to take over you. I hope I'm saying and wording this right for people who ever need this to understand exactly what I'm trying to say. But whatever it is that's holding you bondage, if you're afraid of doing something, you feel like, hey, I can't do that business, I can't make those videos, I can't do YouTube, I can't do whatever, do it afraid. Do it afraid. Just start, and don't look to be perfect. Don't try to like don't look for perfection in it. Like, just do it. Start small. It will eventually it will eventually perfect itself. And in the midst, so I got this message last night, and I should have put it out last night so I could tell y'all exactly what the Holy Spirit was telling me in that moment. But hopefully the Holy Spirit is speaking through me at this moment. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the scripture that I was led to last night when I got this message. And it was John chapter 12, verse 4. I'm just going to read verse 4 through 8. And it reads, but one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected, Why wasn't the perfume sold and money given to the poor? It was worth years of wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief, and as a keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it. Leave her alone, Jesus replied. It was intended that she should save the perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. So that man, he tried to make it like, oh, he was trying to do something good. Oh, she wasn't supposed to use the perfume or whatnot. She wasn't supposed to do whatever he was saying she was not supposed to do, but it was really for his own good. Like, people will tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that or you shouldn't do this. And it's not because you shouldn't do it, but because they want you to stay back with them, or they afraid that just maybe she'll get ahead. Just maybe she might do well and surpass me, or just maybe she might leave me behind. Like, I truly believe sometimes, and it don't be intentional, but sometimes people will tell you, well, I don't think you need to do that. And it's because they may have fear, like, if she leave, I'm gonna be I'm not gonna have her around me. I'm not gonna have her energy. And they don't even be knowing that they're being used as a vessel for the enemy. So it's not saying that the people around you don't want to see you elevate, or they don't want to see you doing well, but sometimes the enemy use our people as vessels, and he put fear in them and make them say things that is not real. But maybe this just may be something that God saved within you for this moment. This may just be the last, like the one chance that you have, and you just have to do it right now. This just may be that one opportunity, and you just have to make that decision right now. And that's just what it is. Like, that's just what it is. And if you don't do it right now, it may not ever come back around again, you know? So it's just whatever it is, do it afraid. If you have that opportunity, whether it's to move, whether it's to start a new job, do it afraid. Do it afraid. And you may not know, am I making the right decision? Is this right? Do it afraid. Do what you got to do and just do it. Like, take that step. Take that step and watch God work. Like, even this job right now that I'm working on, that I'm working at, I had got hired with this job like a month before I started working here. I got hired. The lady told me, she was like, yeah, you got it. You got the position. Like, right now I'm at the work on the clock. Doing nothing. I haven't did nothing for like the last hour. I'm sitting in the car. But she was like, yeah, you got the position and whatnot. You'll start next week. She sent me my my welcome letter, everything. And so she was like, the supervisor from the terminal, they're gonna call you, whatnot. So I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting on this call. Nobody called me. I called the lady back. I said, hey, the supervisor never called me. Like, what's going on? She was like, oh, I'm sorry. The lady decided to go with someone else. I was like, okay, but I thought I had the job. Like, I done heard of people like not getting positions, and they tell you at the interview that you didn't get the position, but they told me I had, and they sent me a welcome offer. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. I got a son, I got bills, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I just got to do what I got to do. So I had decided, I said, I'm going to go back over the road. I'm going to go back over the road and drive, and I'm just going to stay over the road. I was going to move and live on the road for like a year, me and my son. I had to cut my hair off. That's why I cut my hair off, because I thought I was going to be on the road. Cut my hair off, called the company that I was with prior to coming off the road. I called the company, asked them did they have any positions, told them that I wanted to get back in a truck with them or whatnot. They offered me the position, and I was supposed to be leaving on a Tuesday. They had already booked my hotel room. I picked up the rental car the day prior to, I think, like the day before. I picked up my rental car. When I picked up my rental car, I picked up my rental car. The day I picked up my rental car, this company called me back and was like, hey, we got that position back open. Are you ready to start? And I was like, y'all told me I had the job before, and I don't, I said, y'all told me I had the job before, and then y'all said, y'all took it away. And I was like, I got a position. I'm leaving tonight. I was like, but if y'all serious, I would return this rental car and I would come work with you all. And the lady was like, I promise you I'm not going to do that to you again. You got the position. Don't worry about nothing. You got the position. I need you to go take your drug test and you got the position. I was like, okay, thank you. But, and I'm here. So I got the position clearly. And I've been here a little over a month or so. But, So I say all of that to say that the enemy crept in and he tried to make me feel like, oh no, you're not gonna get that position. Nope, you have to go back and do what you said you wasn't gonna do, and that's just what it was. And I did that, but God wanted to see what sacrifice are you willing to make for me to, what sacrifice are you willing to make? And when God seen me willing to make a sacrifice, He gave me the position that I wanted, and here I am. So it's like, do it afraid. Do whatever you gotta do afraid. You never know where it may lead you, you know. And yeah, just do it afraid. Trust God in the during that time, and just do it afraid. It's so often that we just do it afraid. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna try to linger on with this, but do it afraid. Whatever it is, do it afraid. Start that business, start that YouTube channel. Just start. Don't try to say, oh, I'm waiting till I have all this money. I'm waiting till I have this content or have that. Like, excuse me, like I have a second YouTube channel as well, about true crime. I love true crime. But so I've been looking, like I really want to do content creation. Like I don't want to work a job, y'all. I'm tired of working. I've been working since I was 12 years old. And I'm a worker naturally. Like I'm naturally a worker. Like I'm naturally gonna work. But I don't want to be sitting here. Like right now it's Saturday night. What's the time? It's currently 8:18. I don't want to be working a job. Like I had got off work last night at 6. I mean this morning at 6 a.m. And my son played football. Had to have him to his school at 7:30. Had to be at his football game. No, I had to have him at his school at 8:30. I had to be at his game by 11:30. The game didn't end till like 2 something. Um, we had a blowout. I had to go get a tire. And then got home, only had like an hour to sleep, and now I'm back at work and got to do a whole 12-hour shift. I'm tired. You know what I mean? So I say all of that to say, like, I want to, like, I'm working, but I'm tired. I want to be able to be a content creator, truthfully, and just be there with my child. I want to be there with my child. So, whatever it is you want to do it afraid. And eventually your dream will come true, but you got to take the baby steps. But somebody, I don't know why I just told y'all about all of that, but somebody will get the message from that part. But I'm doing so, being that I do have a couple of YouTube channels, and if you're interested in seeing my other channel, I just create shorts off of other people true crime videos, like just a short version of telling you what the story is about for those who don't have the time to watch a long video. But and I will eventually start doing long videos on that channel as well. But it's true crime remix. That's what it is. So if you like true crime, subscribe to my channel over there as well, True Crime Remix. But yeah, so with me trying to do the YouTube content creation, I started looking at. I mean, I did a content creating class. No, 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 no. I did a real class. And the lady in the reel, she was saying how, like, make sure you got this perfect background, make sure you got all this stuff together, whatever, whatever. And I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with it. Yes, perfect your videos or whatever, but we take too much time with trying to perfect things, make everything look so perfect. And it don't have to look perfect. Eventually it will, but just start. Whatever it is, just start. If you want to start a business, don't think, oh, I gotta have the building. You don't have to have the building right away. Start online. Like, today's world allows you to do it online, so start online. um, Whatever it may be. If God telling you let go of your kingdom spouse, and you like, well, if I let him go, God, who I'm gonna have? Just do it. Walk away. If you need to walk away, that's not saying that God's taking you away from your kingdom spouse, right? Like, completely. But make that sacrifice and walk away and watch God work. If God see you take one step, He'll take 10, He'll take 100, He'll take 1,000,000. So just take that one step. Do it afraid. Don't try to wait until the perfect timing. Oh, I want to get married, but I gotta wait until I have this, this, this. Do it afraid. If you want to marry that person, Go ahead and ask them to marry you. And ask them to marry you. And God will bring everything in alignment. I know a lot of men don't get married, like don't ask the women that they love to marry them because they want to make sure they have everything in order. No. If that woman truly loves you, it will work itself out. So do it afraid. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload another video. All right.